effective communication is a little bit like using your indicator when you're in a vehicle. You know, we call it in South Africa, we call it a flicker, but your indicator. So often you might be driving along and thinking, you know, I'm in the right lane, I'm in the correct lane, in other words. I don't need to use my indicator here at this traffic circle. Everybody should know where I'm going. But have you ever driven and seen somebody driving along in the lastminute.com, they change lanes or they change their idea and they're thinking, and it almost results in an accident. So many people are already on edge. They're already a little confused or having doubts about whether the person's going left or right, etc., or continuing straight. Why not just use your indicator? It eliminates all doubt on the road when you use your indicator correctly and timeously, very important, timeously, then everyone else around you kind of knows what they're doing. Same thing with effective communication, and I emphasize effective communication. When you're in the office, when you're with your team, with your inner circle, those in your family, you can always obviously just assume that everybody knows what doing. Well, that's what I always do, or that's the way I always do it. But that's not effective communication. Casting that vision, sharing and articulating the next steps, that's effective communication. It's using your indicator, your flicker. Where are you going? What are you doing? When you don't utilize your indicator, when you don't effectively communicate with people, it creates that sense of doubt, fear, and confusion. When you cast that vision, when you set out the steps, when you articulate those steps timelessly, I'm emphasizing that again, timelessly for your team, it's like giving that person the opportunity to say, oh, okay, I see what Sean's doing, I see what he's saying, and now I can adjust which lane am I going into? Do I slow down? Do I pause? Do I accelerate? What do I do in terms of my job description, in terms of my responsibility? Folks, they say that assuming makes an ass of you and me. It doesn't actually. I disagree. When you assume, you make an ass of you. You don't make an ass of me. I might be confused. I might be doubtful. I might be a little bit anxious. But it doesn't make an ass of me. It makes an ass of you. Take the time to use your indicator. Take the time to communicate effectively with your team. Are you a good communicator? Are you an effective communicator? If you're not, this is something that you need to address. This has been Sean. All the best. Cheers. And by the way, folks, if you're enjoying this, pass it on, man. Be a good chap now. Be a good lass. Pass it on. Share it with friends who like personal growth and development, inspirational messages, a little bit of leadership, communication, and all everything else with regard to personalities, etc. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys. Cheers, man. Bye.